Tamasatu ma sadgamaya, tamasho ma jyotirgamaya, mrityur ma amritangamaya, abir maidhi, rudro jatte dakshinang mukham, te namang pahi nityam, te namang pahi nityam. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. And evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are in the middle of the reading of our text, Shanti Gita, the Song of Peace, the advice of Bhagavan Krishna to Arjuna again. Primarily it is given before the war that we know as Bhagavad Gita. And this is the Gita which has been again retold by Bhagavan Krishna when Arjuna lost his son Abhimanyu in the war, and he was unethically killed there in the war. So he was totally upset, and in that moment he was very much despondent, and this message brought him back to his power and strength. So we read the other day the verses up to 20. So what we just read in 2-3 verses before, it is said that how that Ishvara, the God, this Satchidananda, the consciousness, absolute consciousness, is reflected in the cosmic mind, and as a result he became, we call God, the creator, sustainer and destroyer. By how? By samaya, by his own magical power, a power of maya. That means that power has that which is not there, everyone can see it is there. Non-existent, appearing in another form. So that is with this maya, he became Ishvara, and then maya avritya, covered by maya, then that God, Lord, he became sarvagga, all-knower, all-knowing. Bhaved Isha is the controller, master of controlling everything. Sarva-shaktiman, the source of all power. And Ichchadi sarva-kartritvam, he has the power, the agency of desiring whatever he wants to create. It is by the covering power of the maya. And then there came sankalpa, when a resolution. Here, what is the resolution came in the mind of the cosmic mind, that absolute, unchanging reality. It says, is bahushyamo ahameva eka sankalpasya samuttita. From the cosmic mind arose that type of resolution, that eko eva, I am only alone or one, not alone, but I am only one. Bahushyama, I will be many. So that cosmic plan that came in the mind, it is a desire that we are talking about the same thing in our Bhagavad class. And what it says, because of this maya, this power of God, maya is a veiling power for us, veiling power and projecting power. Maya has two powers. It covers what is existing, and not only that, it creates what is not there. The gross example being this, as you see in the movie, when we enter in the movie hall, the reality that we are all sitting there in the chair and there is fan, there is AC, air condition, there is a white screen, light like this, we see everything. And then it is no movie. When the movie starts, first thing they do, switch off the light. That means ignorance, avaran, covering. And not only that, they don't keep you in the dark room, seated there for 1 hour. They project something. And that projection is not there, no reality. There is a light, and the real film is moving, and we see the projection, and we forget our own environment, and we look at that with awe, and sometimes we smile, sometimes we cry, sometimes emotionally we are lost, we are upset, we are frightened. What is happening there? And we are getting affected. Ultimately, nothing is happening. You are sitting in your comfortable chair, and your friends are all around. No tiger is coming, no serial killer is with a gun, AK-47 is running there. No running, no jumping, no howling, nothing happening. But you see, we see that, yes, it is happening. And not only that, you feel the physical expression of the emotions in your body and mind. So this is called the Maya. Nothing happened. I am the same Atman, pure consciousness and bliss. But Avaran, Maya Shakti, the power of Maya, is veiling your what you are. It made us forget, I am Atman, I am Brahman, I am the pure consciousness. I am Satchidananda. And not only that, it has projected this concept, I am the body. And it's so real, and everything is real. Anything happening to me, my body, I am upset with that, I am happy with that. Anything happening in my mind, a very tricky area. Someone says some few words in the mind, Mas, I am gone, I am destroyed today, I go to depression. Someone pampers me, I'm like, I go up. So this funny thing is going on. It's a projection. So this is the Maya, Maya's power. It is not allowing us to know who we are. It is the Abharana, covering. And not only it is not satisfied by covering our knowledge, but is happy to create something which is not there and make us jump like a monkey and run like a donkey or what. So this is called Maya Shakti. So it says Maya, and in this Maya, udgataha kālo. In the Maya comes the time, concept of time comes. When you are in your own self, birthless, deathless, eternal self, there is no time. It is timeless. Time, space, causation has nothing to do in Brahman, in our real nature, in our very vital self. But when you are in the realm of Maya, this world, there comes, first thing comes time. And then udgata kāla, and that kāla, the first created time is called mahā-kālaḥ. That's Lord Shiva. A great time. He observes all the changes of time. Mahā-kālaḥ, mahā-kālaḥ Shiva. He observes the changes. This is an observer. But observer is one step down from the reality. I am the observer. The observation, observer, duality is there. So here, kālo, mahā-kāla it is sutta. That is called the kāla, that is called the mahā-kāla. Kāla-Shaktir mahā-kāli. And the Shakti of the kāla, mahā-kāla, is the Shakti. Mother, mahā-kāli. She is called mahā-kāli. Mahā-kāla, mahā-kāli, the Shakti. Energy. Chadyas, Sat, sad asambhu asam udbhavat. And that it comes out of that. Let me see what is that. Sambhutavat, due to the foremost birth. Adya sambhutavat, due to her foremost birth. So it says, time that has risen from Maya, that is called the great time, mahā-kālaḥ. The concept of time comes, and what first production, that is the Shiva. And that mahā-kālaḥ, he is called Mahā. And the power of that great time, mahā-kālaḥ, is called mahā-kāli. And she is the primordial, as she springs up at the very beginning. So that is the mahā-kāli comes out. That's why Shiva and Mahā-kāli, we find the picture. There his mother is standing. It springs from Shiva, mahā-kālaḥ, the time concept is coming up, and the whole creation starts. And the whole creation is mahā-kāli's creation, they call Shakti, manifestation of Shakti. So we have read up to that verse. Now, 21st verse. Kāleno jayate sarvam, kāleno jayate sarvam, kāle ca paritishthati, kāle ca paritishthati, kāle vilayam āpnoti, kāle vilayam āpnoti, sarvam kāle ca paritishthati, sarvam kāle ca paritishthati. Now, kāle vilayam āpnoti, sarve kāla-vaśānugāḥ. So, kāleno jayate sarvam, kāleno jayate sarvam, kāle ca paritishthati, kāle ca paritishthati, kāle vilayam āpnoti, kāle vilayam āpnoti, sarve kāla-vaśānugāḥ, sarve kāla-vaśānugāḥ. So what does it mean? Kāleno jayate sarvam. See, everything is born in time. Is it not? This planet Earth was not there. In time, one big sun came to this sun, and there was some gravitational pull or something. It happened in time. You are born in time. We are all born in our own time. Anything happening in life, in time it is happening. So, kāleno jayate sarvam. This whole universe, whatever we see, this plant was not here. It was jayate, it became like that in time. We say in such and such year, this plant, this tree was planted here. This house was not here. It was built in such and such year. So everything in the level of our existence, it happening in time and time and time. And sarvam kāle paritishthati. Everything remains in time. See, this building remains for 100 years. Everything coming in time, existing in time, and kāle ca vilayam āpnoti. In time, it gets destroyed, lost. Therefore, sarve, whatever you see, everything is kāla-vaśānugāḥ, is everything under the control. Vasam is control. Everything is subject to time. That's why it is said, Hitler is Hitler in time. Did such things, but there is an end point of it. Taimur came to India. It is a time. But when he did it, did in time. He arose, became a such power in time. So all the world political leaders are bombing and doing all these things, attacking other countries in time. And what will happen? In time they will die. That's why whatever you are seeing, it is happening in time. Whatever you see exists, it remains in time, and it ends in time. So there is nothing permanent here. That's why time is one of the part of Maya. So everything is born due to time and remain in time. In time, everything attains dissolution. Everything comes under the spell of time. Everything in this world of duality, even you see gods and Christ and Buddhas, they came in time. Their physical body has gone. They are nothing permanent. And their impact in time. Say, after 50,000 years, who will remember whom? Where Buddha, where Christ, where Rama, where Krishna? In the vast span of time, everything goes on like that. So, it comes in time, it exists in time. We also. We are existing, coming in time. We are all born in a particular time. That's why they say prag-abhava means after that day, before that day, abhava means your existence was not there. Prak, before your birth, where were you? You were there or not? They say you are in your prag-abhava state. It's a technical term. Prag-abhava means abhava, non-existent, before your birth. You are in that state. You don't come out of zero. You were in a state, potential, before your birth, so in a prag-abhava state. So, but everything, when manifested, it is in time. It is existing, it is in time. It will be destroyed in time. There is nothing absolute.
All right. And when the person goes into deep sleep, does the person still affected by time in deep sleep?
Of course, because that time he may not be aware, but there is a part of the mind remains still there. Otherwise, why? Otherwise, it will be samadhi. They come back and they say, I slept well. How do you say, I slept well? Slept is a past tense. That means in that period, there is not total dissolution. Total dissolution will happen in samadhi. That almost merge, as if you are so dormant, no? That as if dead, but not dead, still there. So, kāle, no? This is very important thing. That's why Ramakrishna said once, no? Had I known that this world is real, then I could have covered the whole of Kamarpukur with gold plate. But it is all in time. It is all, we are talking about the other class, Ishvara. Even Ishvara is under time. Only unchangeable thing is the Brahman. If you call God, God also creates. God is a cycle. One time he creates, one time does not. One time sleeps. So if he sleeps sometime, if he wakes up sometime, and he acts sometime, that's a change. So in the absolute sense, Ishvara is also in the level of duality. Absolute truth is only in that transcendental level, where mind and everything is dissolved. So this whole world is a play of mahā-kālaḥ. See which book is telling this. One of the top Vedanta book is saying the world is a play of mahā-kālaḥ. It's a Gita. Gita is talking about Kali, not Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Ki muskil, what a trouble. And people fight with that. Kali and Krishna, they don't they are not compatible in their view. So, but anyhow, that here this scripture is very clear. Kāla Shakti, mahā-kālaḥ. The Shakti of the Kāla is the mahā-kālaḥ. That's the Shakti, power. Without power, the manifested world does not exist. Only everything exists when it is manifested. A seed is seed. When it manifested, it becomes a tree. Before manifestation, who cares for a seed? But when it manifests like this banyan tree, then it's, oh my God, it's a big tree. So manifestation is the question. And that is the under Shakti and the power of Maya. Now kāle-nu jayate sarvam. Therefore kāle, in time, everything is born. Sarvam kāle ca paritishthati. Everything is existing in time only. Kāle vilayam āpnoti. And in time, everything will be dissolved in time. Sarve, everything. kāla-vaśānugāḥ. Everything is controlled by time. Look at, time is controlling us all, no? Time says that it is morning, get up. Huh? Time says, now we have to go for work. Time says I am to cook. Time says I have to go to shower. Time says I will finish with the whole day's labor. Time says I am to go to sleep now. So everything is guided by time. Time controls us. With not with the rod in hand, but unconsciously we are controlled by, our whole life is controlled by that. That is the Shakti. We have to understand, the devotees will look upon this as a Shakti, power, mother. It is mother's power working. A mother is guiding us, mother is protecting us, mother is asking us to do. That's why bhaktas always say, I am doing mother's work. Ma, I did it, and I walked around this, I did whatever. Jato, shono karna pute sabi mayer mantra bate. Whatever you hear is mother's mantra. Nagor phero. When you go around the town, you see, mone karo, nagor phero mone karo, pradakshino sama mare. They are circummemorating Mother Sama, Mother Mahā-kālaḥ, this Shama Kali. So this is time controls everything. Therefore, sarva-vyāpī mahā-kālo, 22nd verse. Sarva-vyāpī mahā-kālo, nirākāro nirāmayaḥ, nirākāro nirāmayaḥ. Upādhi-yogataḥ kālo, upādhi-yogataḥ kālo, nānā-bhāvena bhāsate, nānā-bhāvena bhāsate. Tale ki, what is that? Sarva-vyāpī mahā-kālo. This mahā-kālo, this great Shiva, kāla is the great time. God, where is not great time? From, look at this entire universe is interpenetrated by that time. Every atomic movement, and subatomic movement, even the plant growing into a tree, everywhere the force of mahā-kāli. But that mahā-kāli comes from where? Mahā-kāla, Shiva. So sarva-vyāpī mahā-kāla. The mahā-kāla is sarva-vyāpī. I mean all pervaded. Say mahā-kāla, sarva-vyāpī, sattva-matrupi sarva-vyāpī. Yeah. That mahā-kāla, that great time, or Shiva, as we say, is sarva-vyāpī. It is pervaded everywhere. Nirākāraḥ, he has no form, no shape. Nirāmayaḥ, what is nirāmayaḥ? Nirāmayaḥ is pure. It is all stainless. That Shiva, when not manifested, it is all, that's the Satchidananda. That's why it is said that sarva-vyāpī mahā-kāla. That mahā-kāla, that great time, which he called the unmanifest consciousness and bliss, it's all pervaded. And nirākāraḥ, because it is not limited in any form. Nirākāraḥ. Nirāmayaḥ, it is free from all blemishes, that is pure. Upādhi-yogataḥ, but when it gets connected with the upādhi, upādhi means limiting adjuncts. Limiting adjuncts means the water is water. When it comes in contact with a cup, it takes the shape of the cup. When you pour into the glass, it takes the shape of the glass. You put into the bowl, it takes the shape of the bowl. It takes the even appears, the color will be according to the color of the pot or where you are keeping. So this is called upādhi. Upādhi is limiting adjuncts. Limiting adjuncts. What are the limiting adjuncts? We are all body, mind, emotion, ego, these are all limiting. It limits me, my infinite nature, to a very limited idea about what we are. That's why it is happening due to the combination with the attributes. Upādhi-yogatḥ. Due to yoga, union of upādhi, limiting adjunct. Limiting adjunct is imposed upon me, yoga, when I identify the upādhi, then comes my world consciousness, world view. That is mahā-kālaḥ becomes then kāla, nānā-bhāvena, bhāsate. And then at that time manifests in various forms and it shines forth. Everything shines forth in time. A town, a city, a desert area, Phoenix has now become a big city. No? You go to the city that has been ruined and destroyed, become desert. No? It's all happening in time. It is the power of time and Shakti, but it is happening on the mahā-kālaḥ. That is unchanging time. That is mahā-kālaḥ. It's a different terminology. Not telling about Brahman here, but he is giving the concept of time. So, the great time, mahā-kālaḥ, it is all pervading. And it is formless, because if it is infinite, all pervading, it cannot have a form. If it is form, then it is limited. It cannot be all pervading. So it is all pervading, it is formless, and it is stainless and pure. Due to its combination with the attributes, time shines forth in various ways. That's why there is a Hindi proverb. The sadhus say about Maya. Maya, मैं तो ब्रह्म हूँ, जब तू नहीं तो बीच. Maya, they say something bad about Maya. Maya, tu chahari, chamari, nichan ki nich. This Maya, this misunderstanding, this time, you have created all trouble for me. मैं तो ब्रह्म हूँ. I was Brahman, I am Brahman. जब तू नहीं तो बीच. You have intercepted in me and you have created this delusion. And see what is my condition. If you are not there, then I am always Atman, I am the Atman, I am the birthless. So, that's why it is called nānā-bhāvena, bhāsate. The time shines forth in various ways. What? It cannot be. The Satchidananda infinite cannot be limited in this name and form, but it appears because of the Maya Shakti, mahā-kāli, Kali Shakti, or attributes of ignorance. Time shines forth in various ways. Nimeshādi yuga-kalpāḥ, Nimeshādi yuga-kalpāḥ, sarvam tasmin prakalpitam, sarvam tasmin prakalpitam, kālato abhud mahat-tattvaṃ, kālato bhud mahat-tattvaṃ, kālato bhut mahat-tattvaṃ, kālato abhut mahat-tattvaṃ, mahat-tattvad ahankriti, mahat-tattvad ahankriti. Now, it's giving little further description that how Shiva, mahā-kālaḥ, the time, unchanging time, absolute, where there is no blemish, pure, he became like this because of the Maya we have heard. Or you call mahā-kāli, the Shakti, because of the Shakti. Now he says, Nimeshādi yuga pajjanta. Nimesha means, nimesh means blinking of an eye. Nimesh, no? Blinking. That means half a second. Even a split second, nimesha. From that time calculation to the yuga. Now, no, time has gone so much, no? How much you can break the time? 1 second to how much parts?
At least
Nanosecond. Nanosecond means what? 10 to the power minus 9. Oh, see? So you can split that time even. That much even nimesha. And nimesha, old days idea, blinking of the eye, it's so fast. From there to juga. Juga means aeon, 12 years. But in juga is normally called agjug, is 12 years. But real calculation is huge number of how many millions of years, human years are considered. From this split second to that huge amount of time, yuga some time span, lasting for yuga means 4,320,000 human years. Human years, only this much, 4,322,000 years of human. Suppose we live 1 year, so we live for 4,322,000 years, then only one yuga, 1 aeon of time. Then Yug, Satyayug, Treta-yug, Kali-yug, in Hindu calculation, there are golden age, golden aeon, then iron age, now we are going to the iron age, deep dark. Anyhow, that means wide span of time. What they are saying, imprinting in our mind, that the split second, minimum second, nanominute, nanosecond, to that billions of years, kalpaha. 1,000 yugas made kalpa. One kalpa is equal to 1 kalpa is equal to 1,000 yuga. So 1 yuga is 4,320,000 years, human years. And split second, the eye blinking. From this small to this.
0.43 seconds.
4,323,000.
No, one image.
One image is equal to
0.43 seconds.
0.43 second. Okay. Google.
Not even half second.
Achha, Google says not even half second, right? So, no, 0.43, not even half second. Anyhow, so that's why it said from half a second. It is overall calculation. Now, kalpa, sarvam, all, yuga kalpa, sarvam tasmin prakalpitam. Prakalpitam means imagined. It has been kalpana. We did the kalpana over that. What over what? The timeless entity. That is the mahā-kālaḥ. On that, this time, starting from half a second to or nanosecond to this 1,000 of yugas, kāla, then it's yugaha, kalpaha. That means more and more bigger idea about timing. Everything, all tasmin prakalpitam, or imagine on that unchanging, pure mahā-kālaḥ. And kālato abhut mahat-tattvaṃ. From time, it came mahat-tattvaṃ. See, we are reading in the today's Bhagavad reading, mahat-tattvaṃ. What is mahat-tattvaṃ? Buddhi-tattva. Shankha philosophy, they will say, mahat-tattva, then 4 of the 24 cosmic principles, mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, they are in a different, some buddhi and mind, mahat-tattva. And all the 24 principles, this all tasmin prakalpitam kālato abhut mahat-tattvaṃ. And from this time came this mahat-tattvaṃ. What is the mahat-tattva? All the intelligence, mind, 24, the 5 gross element, 5 subtle element, 5 organs of perception, 5 organs of action, this 24 principle, everything has sprung out of that mahā-kālaḥ. Kāla-to abhut mahat-tattvaṃ. Mahat-tattvat ahankriti. From this mahat-tattva comes I. My ego has come out of it. That means starting from ego to our physical body. This body is made of 5 elements, is it not? It is the only transformation of rice, dal, chicken, fish, vegetables, fruit, whatever we think we are eating. It is nothing but a transformed form. No? It looks nice, it is a fine thing, but it is nothing but this elemental thing. So here he says that everything came forth from mahat-tattva, and mahat-tattva to, you go to the final level, mahat-tattva intelligence behind ego, they all came, but nothing from outside. It all came from the substratum of that mahā-kālaḥ. So it is, there is much less difference in understanding, because they are talking about the same thing. Could you make a distinction that what we are reading in the Bhagavat in this afternoon and what we are reading in Shanti Gita? It's same principle, same. So nimeshadir yugakalpa sarvang tasmin pratishthitam prakalpitam kālato abhut mahat-tattvaṃ mahat-tattvat ahankriti. From that came ahankara, ego. So what does it mean? That starting from a split second to a yuga, means 4,320,000 human years, and a kalpa means 1,000 times of that calculation of the yuga. Sarvam, everything in this universe we see, tasmin, in it, prakalpitam, is imagined. It is not there, it is imagined. It is imagined. Why? We are seeing now, but it does not stay when an illumined person sees. The whole universe is sunnam. It becomes shunna. There comes the shunna-vada, the philosophy of void theory. Void of what? The name and form, what I see, this existence, where I am, this perception about the sensory objects, these are all mere your mental fantasy. It's very difficult to accept this. This is a fantasy of my mind. Yes, how to believe it, no? But you do that, it is fantasy, because when you sleep, it has no existence to you. When you go to deep sleep, where is the existence of this world with your anxieties, worries, suffering, pain, excitement, achievement, failures? Where does it stand? It has no value, it is not existing at all. Shunnam. Mind is zero, you are zero. This mind, when taking into enlightenment, and you enter into the mahā-kālaḥ we are talking about, that absolute, pure, stainless, divine self, you may say, I am saying that. I cannot say anything about that, because I will not be there. These are all expressions coming down from that. That's why shunna is shunna or purna, who will say? There is a fight with the Buddhists. Buddhists will say shunna, void. Vedanta will say full. But both are wrong, because you cannot say. If you say, then you are defiling the truth. How can you say without the help of your mind? You are taking the help of your mind. Mind itself is changing every second. Your mind is changing, your ego is changing, your understanding is changing, and holding in that object, you are calculating what is that beyond. That's why it is the different language is used, negative language. That is, you cannot say anything. Scriptures say it is beyond your speech, your speech. mana, beyond your mind, perception of your mind. As mind becomes pure, you have a greater perception though, but mind becomes mindless. A point comes where there is no mind, because mind is a limited tool. You calculate the stars and galaxies, all the galaxies, and far away, 100 billion light year. What does it mean? 100 billion light year. 1 billion light year is what? 1 light year is what? You have any conception? You will understand what is that infinite absolute, what happens beyond mind. Who will say what happens? That's why it is better not to speak. That's why Buddha didn't speak much. All fight comes speaking. When you express, and then comes the conflict. No, mine is right, yours is right. And your intelligence is higher than me, then you will win the case. And if I am more intelligent, I will win the case. But it is not winning the case. Case is in the relative level, in the duality level. Again, coming back to this world of duality. But there is no one. You cannot say one. You cannot say two. You cannot say many. You cannot say nothing. You cannot say yes, something. Who will say that? You need a mouth to speak. You need a mind to express. You need an ego to understand that. How can you say which is beyond all these limits? So that will be the point. Kāle abhut mahat-tattvaṃ mahat-tattvaṃ ahankriti. So then mahat-tattvaṃ, it coming from mahat-tattvaṃ, the ego. So ego, mind, emotion, intellect, all these different things down to the level of this body, and all everything is happening in time, and it is the expression of time. Starting from a split second to a yuga and a kalpa, everything is made in this great time. That's why it's called you have to name something. We human beings, we cannot deal with nameless thing. Our transactional world does not work. That's why when a baby is born, what do? You teach him. Baby does not know anything. He has no distinction between nose and ear and eyes and nothing. Uncle, auntie, nothing, no concept. Men, women, he has no concept. A knife or a honey sucking, what do you call toddlers eating something. So he has no concept. Everything is same to him. But we say, hey, no, this is called nose. This is called ear. How many days we are taught like that? So we get into this knowledge, no? So when this one become illumined, they become like the child. They become so innocent. They see the truth everywhere the same. That's why ekattam anupashyati. Tatra ko maha kashoka ekattam anupashyati. Where you see the only absolute. Pashyati means you see nothing but that. Again, language is so difficult. See, don't say the word see. See means you are using the eyes. See means you are imagining in your mind. Forget about that. But I am to say, why we say? Even if you say, this is also an indication. Nothing you can indicate. It is that's why it is sunna. Sunna, Purna. Ramakrishna said, why it is sunna? It is sunna means void of this world, of this name and form. In mahā-kālaḥ, in this great time, this entire absorption comes, then this entire universe dissolves, which dissolves every day for our in deep sleep. Similarly, when one can get illumination or be awakened in the self, then they can say what happens actually. And they cannot say anything. What is the story of the Bardha? Bhaskali, no? Bhaskali is the teacher, or who? Bhaskali and Bardha, a teacher and student, no? And one student came to the teacher and said, sir, please teach me what is that ultimate reality. That's you call about Brahman, Atman, you are talking about. So he thought that as we are talking, big lecture, That means you have understood nothing. You talking too much means you don't understand anything. Because you are using your brain. You are relying on your senses. You are relying on your mind. These are insufficient tools in this area. So the student asked, "Sir, please tell me, I want to know what is the ultimate truth, what is unchanging absolute. Is there anything like that? Please tell me." And he has read some scriptures and came. And the teacher remained silent and not saying anything. After a long time, the student felt very embarrassed. "Sir, please tell me. I have come all the way to hear from you. You are a realized person. Tell me, what is that? What is that reality?" And then third time, after a long time, the student was earnestly requesting. And the teacher opened the mouth. He said, "My boy, I was telling you what is that reality like. But you didn't understand. It cannot be expressed. Silence is the name. Only that who can feel, he can feel." Swami Vivekananda has a beautiful song. What is that song? Abang manasho gocharam bujhe pran bujhe jar nahi surjo nahi jyoti nahi shashanka shunnara. There is neither sun, neither moon, neither this beautiful universe of our vision. And there, everything is all disappearing. Dhire dhire mahalaye sabsu praveshilo bahe matru ami. Everything is dissolved, everything going away. And last trace, I. Last trace. Sedharao baddholo. That stream of consciousness, I am trying to experience, I am trying to see that I, baddholo stopped. Sedharao baddholo shunne shunna milailo. The world was not there. It entered, void entered into voidness. Exactly the language of Buddhism. Void entered into voidness. Shunne shunna milailo. Then what is that? I cannot say. Avang manasho gocharam. I cannot say. Speech I cannot express. I cannot feel by my mind. Mind can be there in duality. Ego can be there in duality. When ego also dies, who will say what is that? But is it something, na? Avang manasho charam. Then is it yes or is it no? People are fighting all through their life. Vivekananda said, Avang manasho charam bujhe pran bujhe jar. Who has the experience, he or she can understand. Because after coming down, he can say, what is that? And he cannot say. When he says, he defiles the truth. That is called the understanding of the absolute. mahā-kālaḥ, that is the perfect truth. Okay, so we can end here. Time is there. Any question? Huh? Asini? So far no question. Tali?
So if you are on what the Jain says, like that way becomes prison. Just that's wrong only. Not slightest clear or later.
That means that there is no time, timeless state. Time, if you come into time, mahā-kālaḥ, that is you are talking about mahā-kālaḥ, so long mahā-kāli is there. If there is no mahā-kālaḥ, what is the use of telling it mahā-kālaḥ? If the creation is there, creator, and creator what comes when? When there is a creation. If the creation is not there, what will you say, creator? A mother is mother, so long she has a baby. If there is no baby, why will you call her as mother? You can give other description to her. So similarly, the creation, and unless the creation is there, this creator question does not come. As you said in the other class, that it is mistake to say Ishvara. Ishvara is a change. God, Lord. That's also under change. Because He creates. Vedanta will say He has some imperfection. Why He will create? Bhaktas will say, no, by His sweet will. And why sweet will? Vedanta will say, why sweet will? Is He imperfect, that sweet will? We wish what? We are bored with one thing, we get to get another experience. Is the absolute beyond time, space, is that same thing that they are lacking something and get something? It is not so. So language is very difficult. Don't talk. That's why experience is the only point. Real religion is in experience. That's why Swami Vivekananda said religion is realization, not talk. Yes?
Before we have that experience, that realization, is it better to think of that absolute reality, not to be too polemical with Buddhists, but to think of that absolute reality as a nothingness or everythingness?
Point is that every philosophy is true. You follow the path, if you are Jain Buddhism or any Buddhism or any Hinduism, you follow sincerely, you will arrive at the same conclusion. There is no truth. True truth is not there. Only one reality. People have to understand that. And this is the age of Ramakrishna, who has depicted in his own life. Everything leads to the same. And he has practiced every path. But my temperament may be devotional. Okay, let me practice devotion. But think. And ultimately, if you reach your perfection, mind becomes so much pure, no? Our mind is clouded. Vasana, Trishna, Tanha, Buddhism will say. And Hinduism says same thing. Desire, lust, greed. If this dirt and dust is removed from the heart, then what happens? The mind becomes transparent. Transparent mind is like, I can see through. And that there will be a veil, of course. When I say see through, still there is a layer of some distinctive layer. Penetrate that, and that is so easy. Ramakrishna gave the example. Suppose a ship is moving and a magnet mountain. If the ship does not want to come close, the magnet will pull in such a way, you are lost. You become one. Who will say you are a ship that was a magnet mountain? You become magnet. Realization will happen. That's why you understand, purify the mind, purify the mind. Whatever path we follow matters very little. The main purpose is the crowd. It is Vivek, our Jivan Mukti Vivek says, three things, three practices they prescribe. Manonas, destroy the mind mercilessly. This mind creates all this duality. Mind is creating all suffering, mind is creating all fantasy. Our fantasy of the mind. See, two people are friends all over. Suddenly one thought came in the mind of the one. Why are you doing this? This means that means that means that. And this is good. There is nothing maybe in the fact. Mind is the primary culprit. So, this mind should be purified. Manonas. And they are so strong. Nasa means chop the head of the mind. There is no mind. If you can do that, vasanakshay, your desire, exhaust the desire. There is nothing to desire for. This is all transient. What shall I do with it? And tattva-jnana, think that reality is unchanging, absolute. Or you don't want to say whatever way. But Vedanta says it is that absolute reality. And I am saying that because to feel that experience, I am saying, but when I will go there, then I will be able to, in heart-to-heart experience, what is that reality. Yes?
So if I'm understanding correctly, it's like you're taking the relative and collapsing it back to the absolute. So if I remove the duality, then I'm moving closer to the absolute, if not standing in the absolute at that point.
Yeah.
When I drop all of the projections or as you were saying, creator, created, that's relational.
Yeah, that's relational.
And you're asking me to step back.
Right,
from that.
right. We say of creator, creation, etc. because I am in that level. I don't know how philosophically I talk about that. I know that I am hungry. I need some food. It is a reality. But this reality, though so real to me, but it is not ultimate reality. If my mind, someone's mind is in heavy joy, no? He forgets food. He does not like food. He does not need food. A person is deep depression. Bring a food, a plate. He will not relish it. He will not get it. The world becomes all dull and meaningless to a person whose mind is depressed. To a person of joyful, cheerful, there is no bread, he has not eaten for 2 days, there is no dress, there is no much luxurious thing. He is happy and dancing and singing in joy. The whole world is playing mind's play. So how to get out of this mind? Not to kill it, but to transform the mind and purify the mind, and mind will gradually take the expanded form, and that expansion will end when mind will die. That example of Ramakrishna is that there is the frog. There was a frog in the well. He has only the concept of the well. He is born there, he is raised there, and he was living happily. And suddenly one day he found that there is a big frog came, hopping, jumping. And seeing that big frog, he said, "Hey, who are you?" "I'm a frog." "You come? Where do you come from?" "Oh, I'm coming from the ocean." "Ocean is what?" "Ocean is a huge amount of water." "Huge amount of water? My well? This, more than this?" Then this ocean frog says, "Hare, this is what is nothing." Then here, his ego. He wants to measure God. He wants to measure the ocean with this little body, little mind, little capability. So he gave one jump, big jump. This big? Then the ocean frog said, No, what are you talking? It's nothing. Then he got, yes, is it more? And another jump. And third time he gave such a jump that he burst and he died. And by dying he understood it is immeasurable by your limited mind. So let the mind be purified, then it will happen. And of course one thing is there, when you come down from that level, absolute experience of that, then you are a transformed personality. You become a Buddha. You cry for everyone's suffering. Why will you cry? Unless you feel I am there. Why someone feels pain for others' suffering? Mother feels the pain of the baby. Even baby is crying or not crying, mother knows what is the problem with the baby. Because there's total identification. The whole identification comes. That's why Buddha says, again and again Buddha comes. Swami Vivekananda said, I will be born and reborn again till one dog remains unfed, hungry. To feed him is my religion. Who can say that? Where people are all grabbing money for their own purpose and selfishness and everything, that is the life. And these people are talking about touching the ground of their very reality. I'll be born again and again to suffer thousands of miseries, is the language of Swami Vivekananda. Buddha, why he is to born again? Why Bodhisattva? Why Bodhisattva? Compassionate Buddha. What is the need of compassion? I am Brahman, I am satisfied, that's all. Huh? That's okay. Thank you all.
So, can you
No question today.
No, that one person wanted to know that where are the verses, if you tell that.
Okay.
No, it is posted on the description section.
Achha, it is posted on the description section. All these verses what we read up to verse number what? 23. No? 3 verses we read. No? See, my progress is every day. Yeah, 23. Up to 23 we have read. Next day we'll start with the 24th. Okay, we end here then. Tomorrow will be the Gospel class, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna at 7:30. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.